What is Dhikr? Divine remembrance in the Qur'an and Sunnah. Assalamu alaikum. My dear brothers and sisters, welcome to the first episode of our series, The Journey of Dhikr, How Repetition Becomes Revelation. I am your host, Hammad, and today we open the door to one of the most sacred practices in the Islamic tradition, Dhikr, the remembrance of Allah. So remember me, I will remember you, and said, so that we may glorify you much and remember you much. Imam al-Ghazali, one of the greatest scholars of Islam, said, the tongue is the spoon that feeds the heart, and every healing begins with remembrance. One of the saints said, when the tongue is wet with remembrance, the fire of the ego is put out. Dhikr is the key to the heart, the weapon against the ego, the light in darkness, the bridge to Allah. Start today with a single phrase, La ilaha Allah, minus 100x. Astaghfirullah, 270x. Ya Allah, until the heart softens. Let repetition become revelation. This is Sufi Essence with Hammad Syed. Join me in the next episode as we uncover the names of Allah and how they unlock the soul. Until then, remember Him, and He will remember you. Chapter 6. How repetition leads to revelation. Why repeat? Why say Ya Allah 1,000 times? Or Astaghfirullah every night? Because repetition creates presence, and presence leads to witnessing. When the same divine name is repeated with sincerity, love, and intention, it opens inner doors. Sufi sheikhs say, with every repetition, a veil is lifted. What begins as words becomes state, and what begins as state becomes revelation. That is the essence of this series. Repetition becomes revelation. Chapter 7. Living in Dhikr. The ultimate goal is not to set aside time for Dhikr. The goal is to become remembrance. To walk, eat, sleep, and speak with the divine, always present. The Prophet Muhammad remembered Allah in every state. When waking up, before eating, entering the home, during hardship and ease. If the spoon is empty, the heart remains starved. The Sufis understand that real Dhikr begins with the tongue, but must travel to the heart, then to the spirit, and ultimately to the secret. They distinguish between Dhikr al-Lisan, remembrance by the tongue, Dhikr al-Qalb, remembrance by the heart, Dhikr al-Sir, remembrance by the secret core. Sufi orders use word and halakat al-Dhikr to immerse themselves in divine names. Polish the mirror of your heart until the image of God is seen in it. Rumi. Chapter 5. Dhikr as healing. Today, science speaks about mindfulness and meditation. But centuries before, the Awliya were practicing Dhikr as a deep form of spiritual mindfulness. The diseases of the heart, anger, jealousy, pride, heedlessness are treated through Dhikr. Surely the one who purifies it has succeeded, and the one who corrupts it has failed. So Dhikr is prophetic, it is the way of the messengers. Chapter 3. The Teachings of Prophet Muhammad. Prophet Muhammad taught Dhikr not as a dry duty, but as a living connection, said. The example of the one who remembers his Lord and the one who does not is like that of the living and the dead. This is a powerful image. The one who does not remember Allah is spiritually lifeless, but with Dhikr, the soul breathes. He also said, should I not inform you of the best of your deeds, as the purest of them with your master? That which raises your ranks the most? That which is better for you than spending gold and silver? And better than meeting your enemy, so you strike their necks, and they strike yours? As they said. Yes, O Messenger of Allah, he said, the remembrance of Allah. This hadith shows that Dhikr is not just optional, is greater than jihad, greater than charity, and greater than sacrifice. And the men and the women who remember Allah often for them, Allah has prepared forgiveness and a great reward. In these verses, Dhikr is both an act of worship and a mutual exchange. When you remember Allah, He remembers you. Chapter 2. Dhikr in the Qur'an. The Qur'an does not treat Dhikr as a single act, it shows Dhikr as a state of being. Those who believe and whose hearts find rest in the remembrance of Allah, verily, in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest. This verse is deeply known to Sufi circles. It's the heart that is agitated by the dunya, by fear, by anxiety, by ego, finds its peace only in Dhikrullah, Allah commands dhikr in all conditions. O you who believe, remember Allah with much remembrance, and glorify Him morning and evening. This is not occasional remembrance, it is perpetual dhikr, one that echoes through every breath and every moment. Dhikr is not simply the act of repeating names or phrases, it is the heartbeat of the soul, the awakening of the heart, and the sacred bridge between the servant and the divine. It is the unseen light that purifies, heals, and elevates. In this episode, we will explore: what is dhikr in its root meaning? How is dhikr used in the Qur'an? What did Prophet Muhammad teach us about it? Why do the Sufis place dhikr at the center of the spiritual path? How does repetition lead to unveiling, insight, and spiritual transformation? And this is not just knowledge, it is transformation. So let us begin. Chapter 1. The meaning of dhikr. The Arabic word dhikr comes from the root dhkr, which means to remember, to mention, to invoke, and to be mindful. Dhikr can take many forms: verbal, uttering words of remembrance; mental, keeping Allah present in thought; emotional, feeling awe, gratitude, and love; spiritual, experiencing presence and proximity with the divine. In the Quran, the term dhikr appears more than 250 times in various forms. Reflecting its centrality in the spiritual life, the prophets were men of constant remembrance. Prophet Musa asked Allah for support. Chapter 4. The Sufi. Understanding of dhikr, the Sufi path is built upon. Dhikr Sufi masters teach that every sin is a result of forgetfulness. He said, "Let your tongue be always moist with the remembrance of Allah." This is not ritual, it is life itself.